what is up, you guys? My name is Blitzversion1 and welcome back to Reaction Time installment 51. We're moving right along with the week. We're on episode 3 now. Sorry. I literally breathed some spit right before I started recording. Anyway, we're moving back. We're actually going back to Outside Xtra because it's been a while since I've watched them. And this is 7 harmless items that are definitely not monsters. Wink, 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 wink. So, without further ado, here we go.
Don't know if you guys heard, but video games are full of enemies. Enemies who'd like nothing more than to chew your face all the way off. That's why it's such a blessed relief to find ordinary objects in games. Simple, humble, everyday items that harbour no ill will whatsoever towards you or anyone else. In this video, we take a moment to pay tribute to harmless, inanimate objects. Like this chest, for instance. Oh, God! Whoa! Okay, that harmless object turned out to secretly be a horrible monster, but these ones definitely won't. We reckon.
We reckon. Don't lie, you don't know.
2017's Prey will make you permanently afraid of the dark, which is why we now only ever film with all the lights on. Well, that and the amazing effect it has on our cheekbones. Ooh. After all, the dark is where you'll most likely find protagonist Morgan Yu's deadly enemy, the Typhon aliens, who are being kept aboard space station Talos 1 for purposes of scientific study. That is, before the Typhon made researching their unique biology more or less academic by murdering all the, academics. The shadowy Typhon lurk in the darkness, waiting to spring on Morgan with little to no warning. And by far the most nerve-shredding of all the Typhon is the Mimic, a spidery little beast capable of disguising itself as, well, more or less anything.
Typhon cacoplasmas. Everyone calls them mimics. Be careful what you pick up.
So horrible, but in a world full of shadowy, horrible mimic beasts, thank goodness for a relaxing cup of coffee. It's empty. You see, rascally mimics can take more or less any form, including a seemingly harmless cup of joe, which is why the only way to be truly safe from these cunning extraterrestrials is to go on the offensive, smacking every object you see with a wrench to ensure it's not an incognito alien waiting to pounce. Happily, some of the work's been done for us, as before they all kicked the bucket, the besieged staff of Talos 1 went around labelling objects they knew weren't mimics, with post-it notes confirming their non-lethal status. Peace of mind at last. Unless there are 2 mimics working together and one of them is disguised as the mug and the other one as a post-it note.
No! Oh, that was my grandma's.
You might think the most deceptive thing about Fallout 4 is
I've
how
never
much
seen
like a
those
movie star
before,
my character
ever.
looks in this hat and jacket combo. But then, friend, you've never visited the murky waters of Far Harbor, a DLC expansion for Fallout 4 that takes you to a highly irradiated island on a quest to track down a missing woman and a colony of synths. That island's formerly called Mount Desert, which is confusing because everything is damp and foggy and full of boggy plant life. For instance, this attractive and easy to harvest glowing plant, which is called lureweed. Lureweed? Well, I've no idea why it's called that, but I sure do want to touch it and have it, so let's get closer.
Oh God, hi!
Jesus. Meet the Angler, a particularly vicious Fallout enemy that fires itself out of the water to attack anyone who blunders too close, wrongly mistaking the alluring plant on its head for a harmless bit of foliage. There's nothing harmless about the Angler, though, whose top 3 activities include swinging its claws around, roaring, and having absolutely no chill at all. Which makes us think the Angler's just as unhappy about this as you are. After all, with a glowing plant on its head, it was probably trying to catch some kind of large insect and doesn't want to attract humans at all. Or else, the lure on its head would look like a hot dog. That's just science.
All right.
Link spends so much time battling the undying forces of evil, he should stop to smell the flowers every so often. Well, maybe not those flowers specifically. But The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for the N64 offers many leafy alternatives, as befitting a game that centers around a child of the Kokiri Forest.
I've got an ocarina. It's up there somewhere.
Take the Great Deku Tree, for instance, a benevolent old evergreen who, near the start of the game, warns you that evil forces are on the rise, in a stirring monologue that's only slightly less dramatic if you named your character Butts. Your first job is to climb into the Deku Tree's mouth to rid him of a curse, but inside things don't actually seem all that bad. Especially as the first door you come to seems to hide nothing more sinister than an inanimate pile of leaves, which we know from school to leave alone in case there's a baby hedgehog asleep in there. Besides, the only thing creepy about this foliage is the music thumping away in the background. Ah! Okay, now the music makes sense. Imagine our shock and dismay to find that sometimes a stack of greenery in Ocarina of Time turns out to be a Deku Scrub, a cowardly monster that springs out to shoot nuts at you, then retreats into the ground when you get too close. Well, laugh it up, Scrub, because the way to defeat this sentient compost lump is simply to hide at range and use your shield to bounce back its projectiles, a move that makes the Scrub leap about in a manner that's frankly undignified. Nevertheless, underestimate the Deku Scrub at your peril.
That's what you get.
Right, that's
my
it. I'm off
God.
to stomp some leaf piles.
No, they're hedgehogs.
You win this round, nature.
Oh yeah, that takes me back.
Sonic is a friend to all the animals. Porker Lewis, Mighty the Armadillo, Charmy Bee. Yeah, okay, Sonic might be friends with too many animals. But it's exactly this trait that leads to one of Sonic's most beloved traditions, battling through a side-scrolling world of pain to find a final boss just begging to be handed a Sonic-style smackdown. After which you'll usually be rewarded with a metal capsule like this one, which when jumped on sets all the critters that were trapped inside free. No need to thank me, animal friends. I mean, no need to, but, you know, would have been polite. Ungrateful animals. With these critter-filled capsules being such an established object in the series, you might think that the game Sonic & Knuckles was throwing you a bone when at the end of the Flying Battery Zone Act 1, you come across this familiar-looking capsule with nary a boss battle in sight. Come on, animal friends, let's get you out of that capsule and into your natural environment, this, factory. Well, that's presumably it for this level. Time to go put the kettle on. What?
Can we please be more careful with the mugs?
Yes, to our infinite disappointment, this seemingly ordinary animal capsule is, in fact, Gapsule, a Sonic sub-boss who plays on Sonic's trusting, animal-loving nature to deliver a spike ball smackdown. Happily, this cunningly disguised foe can be beaten, however, once you work out the trick is to make it smack itself on the head, dealing massive damage. Ouch! Good job there aren't really any animals in this capsule, eh? Repeat this and eventually Gapsule will be defeated, exploding in a shower of twisted metal. Oh hey, there were animals in there. Well, a few. I'm sure there were that many to begin with. Let's not tell Charmy Bee about this one.
Vampires are monsters, yes, but even they adhere to a strict code of conduct, like don't go out in sunlight or no beards.
No beards?
Yeah, name a vampire with a beard. Oh wait, the guy from Vampire. Alright, except him. But Dracula, it seems, is a vampire entirely without honour, because in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, he pulls some bullshit that is nigh on unforgivable.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you!
As you hunt old Drac Attack in his castle, you'll pause regularly at save points, which at first resemble large crystals, but soon resolve into the form of coffins, appropriately enough. These give you a valuable chance to log your progress, ensuring that if the worst should happen, you won't be sent all the way back to the start of the game. Fine and indeed dandy, until you get to this slightly discoloured save point. Which, as you touch it, turns out to be a deadly portal to a nightmare realm, one ruled over by a deadly succubus who pretends to be your deceased mother.
I'm coming, Mother! I'll save you!
Alucard.
No, Alucard! Don't come here!
Before revealing her true form prior to a brutal showdown. One made all the trickier by the nagging thought that you really, really wish you had actually had the chance to save right before this fight. Seriously, Dracula, the save point? For God's sake, sure this life has given you flawless skin, a huge house, and a collection of amazing capes, but is that worth your honour? No, I've just been informed that it is totally worth your honour. Right, as you were, Dracula.
Yeah, I found out about those the hard way. During a live stream, I believe. Nice
People
with this
say
right
Dark
hand.
Souls is all doom and despair, but it has its lighter moments. That guy who stares at the sun. That's fun. Right? But there's one aspect of Dark Souls that truly is gleeful, and that's in the harvesting of sweet, sweet loot. Items are the one thing you don't lose when you're killed in the game, unlike your amassed souls, your humanity, and the warranty on your console when you hurl it fully out the window having died again to the 4 bloody kings! Items are generally found on corpses, ew, or in these cheerful treasure chests, the discovery of which can put a smile on the face of even the weariest player. Oh look, here's one now! Oh, lovely treasure chest, my heart is glad to see thee, for I had all but forsaken hope. Tell what trinkets hold thee to lighten my dark journey. The mimic, for so this cleverly concealed monster is called, looks almost identical to a regular treasure chest. There are a few slight differences that the keen-eyed will spot, but the main one is it hates being hit with swords. Don't relax though, because once the mimic reveals itself, it's even more horrifying than before, and guess what? Dispatching it is no cakewalk.
No, it's not. A pain in the ass.
It's worth battling through the pain though, because when you slay a mimic, it might just drop this unsettling headpiece, which when worn, gets you bonus souls for every kill. Woohoo! Maybe things are looking up after all.
It drains your health too, by the way.
That's enough Dark Souls for today.
We do not trust doors. Not
door
since
just
that
got-
loading screen in Resident Evil 2 that turned out to be full of zombies. But those doors have nothing on the sinister entryway found in beloved indie game Case Story. The game kicks off with your character coming to in a mysterious cavern with very little information on what's happening. You quickly learn the rules of your environment though. Bats are bad, for instance.
Ow.
And the cave system is connected with these heavy-looking doors, which you'll be popping through regularly. Until, that is, you come to this particular door, which at first glance looks perfectly normal, but when you try to go through it, turns out to be a door of the possessed, health-devouring variety. See, this is why I don't trust or use doors, which makes life quite challenging, honestly. To be fair, there is a clue that this door is more malevolent than it seems. To the untrained eye, all is well, but to the trained eye, it has a, eye trained on you. A glowy red one and all. Luckily, like most doors, this one is vulnerable to being shot to pieces. Ha ha ha! Take that, door! Ha 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 ha! And that is why you don't trust doors. Now to exit through the window. Ow.
So I don't know what to say, guys, except sorry, because we tried to make a lovely video out harmless objects, and it turned out that they were all secretly monsters who wanted to eat your face. I can only apologise. I'm as shocked as any of you are, I'm sure. But if you can think of any genuinely harmless objects that mean you no ill will, then pop them in the comments. And in the meantime, what we can do is offer you a refund, because maybe what you want to do now is watch one of these other videos instead, a kind of store credit exchange situation. Try this one. This one's from us. It's about useless enemies you can't believe killed you. Down here is one from Outside Xbox, and this is about times that it was the very darkest timeline for sure. And if you enjoy
And on that note, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. Always greatly appreciate it. Also, you can keep giving me suggestions, even if I finish out the month, because I will put them in a playlist, and I'll get to them next month. It gives me less work to have to do. It gives me stuff that I know you guys are going to want to see. That way, more people get views and more stuff gets views. And of course, I get to interact with you guys. This is my time of the month where I get to actually interact with you guys a little bit more and have a little bit more fun that way. But that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one. And peace out.